Alright, Eugene Backyard Repair here for another. We're going to do a bearing replacement on an auger setup, which is pretty common. The setup is usually about the same on all of them, maybe different flange. Maybe the bearing's one piece, but it's basically the same way. You gotta pull the pulley off, which I have already removed. 4.5 hours because the keyway got stuck. Where they put the set screw in the side here. There's a set screw. Push it on the keyway. Well, had pinched it, so that was a fight. Anyway, we got some new parts. Got a new key. I mean, it came with two, but we only need one. A new set of flanges. There's two of them here, and a bearing. Here's the old one. Here's part in here, part in my hand. She's pretty wore out. I got the bolts stuck over here on the old magnetic pad. Alright, what we're gonna do is we're gonna get the bolts back in. Unfortunately, they feed from the back side, so you end up using a wire or a magnet to feed them up here, but we got some way to keep them up there so you can get the flange on. Hang on one second. Alright, we got a little trick to try to keep these bolts in so you don't have to reach to the other side and hold them. I swear I've seen a mouse around across the garage. Anyway, got a bolt. We got O-ring. First trick is to get this bolt in here. That'll be fun. Because they're, like I said, they're underneath the flange. Come on. Can't use a magnet. Alright, got the bolt up here. I'm going to take this little O-ring and slide it over the bolt and push it down as far as I can. My fingernails or a screwdriver or something. There, your bolts there. I'd like to get it down a little farther, but the O-ring's not cooperating here. Close enough. There's your bolt. So anyway, I get a regular SAE O-ring kit here. So most of these small O-rings I'm never going to use anyway, so good spot to use them is right here. You don't have to take the O-rings back off. They're either going to push through the hole, they're going to squash, they're going to break. It ain't going to matter. They're going to be gone. Some of these look like they're pretty fun to get in here. Yeah, some of them are pretty far back. Wish I had a wire or something, but Alright, there's another one. Come on. Oh, almost got it. Put it down the. Yeah, because the other way is to unbolt the whole auger and pull the whole auger out the front. I don't think you want to do all that. A piece of wire would probably work better, but second magnet probably help too. Do I have a second magnet? I don't think I do. Try one of my welding magnets. Problem is the bolt sliding down the magnet. We're gonna try something else here. Hang on a second, we'll be back. I'm gonna try to get this wire to wrap around this a little bit. I'm gonna try this here, plan B, piece of wire, tie wire with a hook in the end. Try this. Problem is the magnet I grabbed, which is a welding magnet. I think it's from Tractor Supply. It's not that strong. Got it. Let's see if we can get the wire off. I should have an O-ring too. My luck, I'll drop it back to and then I'll have to fish it back out. Got the O-ring on. Problem is to hold it up and push it all the way down. wish I should have brought a nut that was that didn't have the locking part on there, because these are lock nuts. That way I could screw that down and push the washer down, but that's okay. It's on there enough. Once I get the flange over the top, I can pull up on it. One more. Missed it. Got it. Put my fingers. Let me get my O-ring started. Oh, this one I can put my finger underneath. Just the way the auger is sitting, I guess. That one was much easier to get my hand in there. Oh, I should be able to get my hand in this one too. Yeah, there we go. Just try to slide the O-ring down as far as I can. That way the square head sits in the hole here. That's close enough. Now let's get a flange. A two-piece flange here. Get the bottom and the top. Obviously you don't want the big thing sticking inside. I think that's how it was. I don't have the... I might have to pull up the diagram. One of these is supposed to be a short flange and one of them's a large flange, and I would think that, yeah, no, this has got to be facing out because the bearing's on this side. Because this has got to go in here too. So this is a large flange, and here's the screw for it, so I'm assuming that's how it's got to go because you need to be able to get to the screw. Trying to see where they had it set on here. Looks like they had it set way off to one side. That screw shouldn't... It's not to lock this down because it needs to spin inside here. It's just to lock... I think it's just to lock the bushing from falling out. But I had all the parts for that bushing were in the bottom of the snowblower, so I'm guessing that this lip faces towards me. Like I said, when I took the bottom of the snowblower out, this... Do I have it here on the table? Well, here's part of it. That lip was laying in the bottom of the snowblower, so the snowblower is on this side. So when I took the bottom cover off, this was laying in there. So, and that was the part of that lip. So I'm assuming that lip was facing towards me because if it fell off the other side, it would have came out the inside of the snowblower. Anyway, cut that back on. So we get a bolt started here. They sit into it like a square notch at the bottom, so you don't have to hold them from the other side. But I'm wondering with the O-ring on there if I can get to stay up in that notch, but I should be able to. Worst we'll do is here with a pair of vice grips, and I'll pick up and turn them until they're tight here, and then I can use a wrench on them. So we'll try that. Get my small vice grips. Working, except for the vice grips are a little fat on the one side. Maybe needle might work better. They're not skinny. I just need to pick up on it until I get tightened. Yeah, it worked. Like I said, this pin is just to keep it from twisting too far. The bearing. Not really bearing, it's a bushing. Come on, pin. You don't want to go up in the hole here. There it goes. Yeah. You can see the, well, it's part of the O-ring. It just kind of eats it up and pops it out. So it's not like it's going to do anything. It'll disappear and you won't even know it was there. You have a wrench, or socket I should say. Actually, I think I ruined that socket. Trying to get that apart. I think it was a 1/2 inch. That's us. Guess somebody was here. FedEx for the neighbor. Have a ratchet. These are locking nuts, so you don't have to crank them for all they're worth here. The last thing you want to do is snap a bolt off and then you'll be over at the Tractor Supply or something trying to find bolts for it. I think I'll put that back in the box. I think that's good. I think that's all of it. I put the key away. And I'm going to close up my O-rings before I dump them on the floor. I can see that coming next. Hitting the box and knocking the O-rings on the floor. That'll be a pickup game I don't want to play. I have keyways, and there's actually replacement keyways that are showing. I'll show you so we can get the bag open here. Why I bought keyways instead of using something out of the kit I had. These ones are just a slight bit different. I've seen ones replacement don't have them. It's hard to focus here. There's a little ear. See the ear? One on that side and one on that side. So that's why I ended up buying keyway. I like these. These are a little sloppy compared. I might put the OEM back in. The OEM fit tighter. Yeah, I don't like these aftermarket. These might go right back in the bag. I'm gonna spend $4, $5 for nothing, because I don't like them. Got a pulley here. Yeah, this was an act of God to get this off. Where's the screws? I might as well pause it here for a second and clean these up and get some Loctite on. Hang on. Alright, we got Loctite on these bolts. I swear it was red on there, so red's what I got again. One of these is not running the hole that well. Guess I can clean it up enough. Try swapping them. Be sure it's not just the hole. Yeah, it's the hole. Alright, both of them are like that. What we're going to do is take this off. Take this off and pause the camera and run a bolt through these holes right here and clean them out. Alright, we got both of our bolts in here. Might have to put a what you call it on that too. O-ring. I know this fits because I've already had it on here, so if it doesn't fit, it's because of the key. don't have one of these bolts sticking out too far. That looks good. That looks good. I can see where the key was, where the screw had been hitting it before. Of course, I'm putting it on upside down, so that's got to go downward. Yeah, I can put an O-ring on this too, and just got a knot dent on both sides, just to keep this pulled in tight so I can get it started. Try not to, but looks like I might be going to. All right, let's go. And trying to find one that's not too thick. I can just push it out the bottom and cut it off. Alright, let's try that. Fell on. It fell on. Just trying to make sure the auger's in far enough. I thought it was stuck up above it. Matter of fact, I'm positive it's stuck up above it. We might have to pause you. I might have to tip this up and push that auger in, because this way it's just going to keep falling back down. There's no way to keep it pushed up. It's got to stay up like that. It's close. Yeah. Alright. I'll pause you a minute. I got to tip this up so I can get that pulley all the way on and get them screws to start. That's what keeps the shaft from dropping back too. Alright, we got to tighten it back up. These are square heads, so you gotta find a 5/16 8-point socket to tighten them, because if they're not, it doesn't work well. No more play. No play this way. I'll play this way. It's been beautiful. It was clunking and banging, and I wish I find the belt. All I want to do is put the belt and pull it around here and tie it with a zip tie, so when I go to put this back together, you gotta tip this up, and we'll back you up and I'll show you. Gotta tip this up, like so, and then you gotta bring you gotta bring the other half in from the back here, and then there's 3 bolts here. The center bolt is a slot, and then 2 bolts go into a hole. So it's easier if I get the belt wrapped around that pulley and then zip tie it. Hang on a second, I'll grab the belt and I'll show you. Alright, I went in the house and got a brand new one. There's a number. Like this. Like this. Grab the small zip tie I can find. That way the belt will stay here, so when you slide it back together, you just gotta get this back on the pulley on the top, and you won't have to fight trying to get down and around the pulley. Trying to see if I can get the bearing number, but it's a whole assembly. There's the number. I think it's a 1-2. They taped across it, so hang on, let's see if I can get tape off. I doubt it. This has been somebody's warehouse for a while. Hang on 1 minute. Alright, we got to cut apart with an X-Acto knife. Yeah, it's 1, 2, 8, 7, 8, 9, and that's the complete kit. That's both flanges and the bearing. I don't know why it doesn't come with a keyway, but and the keyway, we don't really need to give you a number, because I didn't like these keys anyway. These keys weren't tight enough in the knot, so I think they were a little narrow. I don't know, Maybe they're knockoffs and maybe they're metric. Well, I'm thinking. Alright, we got our bolts back in. We got we used some red on there because that's what was on it. So, or it looks like that's what was on it. It was either red or rust. We're gonna hope for the best either way. But anyway, so the only thing we have to do is reassemble it. So I don't think I'm gonna do this in that video, or this video. I might do another one of reassembling this because I doubt it's really easy because the other half has got a 16.5 horsepower engine on it, and you gotta tip this half up and marry the other half to it while you're trying to tip them both, and it'll probably be a comical act. So maybe we'll do that in a separate video. We'll just make this one a short one and just show you it wasn't that hard to put that bearing on. Like I said, here's the old bearing. She was pretty wore out, really thin in the middle. Took the flange right off of it. It was clanking and clattering. The lower half, I mean, I probably could use the flange again. And I got it dented here trying to get the fork underneath to try to get the top bearing off. The top half wasn't too bad. It was just easier to buy the whole kit. You can see where I was, this is where the fork was sitting, so it was eating here, and then the bearing was pushing on the other half. And that's why, if you look at the top, that's why it's ovaled out some. So I figured it was better off just get a whole new set. I think the snowboard's 15 or 16, maybe 18 years old. I don't know. But what else? So I figured if I put this bearing in there, I should be good for years to come. All right, we're gonna pause this here. I'm gonna clean my hands off a little bit before I grab my camera, and we'll end this video. All right, we got you back in the handheld here. Yes, like I said, this snowboard is really good shape. The paint or the powder coat and everything's not too bad. Even on the side, it's kept in the garage. Like I said, there's a new belt on it. Hopefully it's the right one. The other belt was starting to separate a little bit from. I didn't know the bearing was wore out until it started knocking, and then I took it apart because I assumed the belt was too loose, and the pulley that sits off on the side here was rocking back and forth, and that's what. So when I took it apart. But the second time I grabbed this belt and said, yeah, it's a little loose, I seen that pulley move up and down. I'm like, I know what's wrong with it. Anyway, we just wanted to show you. The bearing's not that hard. The worst part is getting it off that shaft. Hang on one second, I'll pause you here and I'll show you what we used to get it off. That way maybe you'll be prepared. Alright, this is what we used to get it off. There's a pickle fork. And here is, I think these were 5/8. 1, 2, 3, 4. I think they were a 1/2 inch or 5/8 washers. I ended up taking the cutoff wheel and cutting a notch in here, and then using the, what did I use? Oh, I used the socket that I had that was the shaft size, and I kept sliding in here until it fit. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and then these are 2 smaller washers that I just ran out of washers. So if you're going to try this yourself, you first of all you're gonna need a cutoff wheel. So you can cut these notches out, and then you're going to need go Tractor Supply and pick you up. If you can find washers with the hole that's the same size as the shaft, that's better yet. Like I said, what I did was took a socket, and I'll bring you over here. Tip this up. Bring you over. Try not to hit the motorcycle hard. I found a socket that was about the right size, and that's what I was using to check it with. So if you can find a socket that's about the same size as the shaft, you can bring the socket with you, and then you can try sticking it through the washers, because then you only have to cut the slots. But you end up using them washers right here. I'm not sure if you can see it that well. But right under here, you end up putting them between the flange and the plate, and then pound that pickle fork in, and then pulling the pickle fork out, put another washer on top of it, pound the pickle fork until you keep pushing this up and up and up until you get it off the shaft. I tried heat, I tried WD-40. You can see I tapered the edge of the shaft here. I pounded it on a little further than it needed to be. We fought and we fought and we fought and we fought. That was really good. Come to find out, it was because I thought the key was I thought it was just a slide shaft. I should have known better because the slot didn't come to the top. So I tried to pound the key. I tried to pick up on the pulley and pound the key out the bottom with a punch, and then got the punch stuck in there. So I ended up having to pound it back down, get the piece of the punch out while I had boogered up the end of the key. So now it didn't want to slide to the slot. It would slide so far and then would get stuck. So it might have been some of my fault. These things get pretty rusty. I mean, it's a snowblower. So, but anyway, so that's the only fight. But like I said, if you get these washers and you find something with the, I mean, the hole doesn't have to be the right. You can see I cut this one. Here's the hole. I counted way outside the hole, but I just kept cutting off until it fit on the socket, and then slid them under there and pounded the old pickle fork in there, pulled it out, stacked another washer. Just kept on doing it until I pushed it off here. Took a little time. If I probably had gone with the washers in the first place, I was trying not to cut all my washers up. They're not cheap. I think they may have been grade 5 washers, but anyway, because they were gold. But yeah, so I ended up cutting up all the big washers I had except for one. Which you would have sacrificed too. Doesn't say what size this is, but that looks like a 1/2 inch hole to me. So I'm guessing that's probably a 5/8 shaft right there. Because like I said, I had to make it a little wider. But anyway, it worked, and I got it off, and there's a new bearing on it, back together. What else can you say? You know, you gotta do what you gotta do to get the job done. That's how it goes. Like I said, we got 3 bolts on either side. This one here on the machine side slides, so you can slide these 2 together. Then you can tighten up this one and this one a little bit, and then you can put these in the through holes. Then you got to put your belt back on and hook up your this cable, and the cable, there's a cable that goes here. But that's why if you look at the top of this, hang on. We wrapped this wire around. It's actually around the end of the spring because the spring kept springing way out here. So it's supposed to be hooked here, and then it goes in. I think it goes into the bottom of the piece that goes on here. So we just wrapped a piece of tie wire around it just to hold it there until we put it back together. All right, I think we're gonna end this right here. Let me see if I can tip this thing back down so I don't trip over it. Give me a little more room. Step in the garage here. It's touching the front forks of the 450R, but I was careful, and that's plastic, so even though it's touching the spoke, it's not going to hurt anything. Fold this back down. Alright, if you got any information on this video, please like, share, subscribe. Follow me on Instagram and on Facebook. Post pictures, parts, project, funny videos, things of nature, screenshots, roadside fire, drift grill, shared videos, all kinds of cool stuff. I just showed up today the bearings for this. And I got a new set of punches, which are right there. I broke a punch. I had a couple 1/4 punch. I used it so much for I was trying to punch a bearing out. I kept grinding it down and making it short. It got so short that trying to back up. I see a screwdriver not in the holder here. That's gonna annoy the heck out of me because I'll be afraid it'll fall. Anyway, so gotta wear that out. So I figured I better get another set. This one's got a pouch with a single nail hole, so I can hang it up, so I don't have to be digging through the toolbox for it. Thank God. I might put a hook just like this and move the flashlight and hang it right here, or even off the side here, just so I don't have to go digging through the box. Anyways, like I said, sign up for both my Instagram and my Facebook, Eugene's Backyard Repair on them. One of them has no S on the end. They're free. So Facebook's free, Instagram's free, YouTube's free. There's no obligation once you sign up. It's a free subscription, so hit that thumbs up if you would, please. Notification bell. That way you can catch any other videos. Make a comment, please, even if it's a smiley face. I don't care if it's a smiley face, question mark, what's up, hi, how's your day? I don't really care. Helps get my stuff out there, get shared. Appreciate all the support that you do get from the fans that do comment and give that thumbs up. Have some videos that get a couple hundred views and get a handful of thumbs up. I don't, whatever. I'll just keep putting the videos out. I'm gonna do it anyway. It's not like I'm getting paid, so we get all them videos out and keep going. Like I said, I might do a second part on this one, putting it back together. Other side. It's nice out today, so I figured I'd get out here and do a video. All right, you all have a good day. God bless you all. We're out of here. Peace. she's smooth now. I have a smaller snowblower, but this is my big one, and to save on wear and tear on the snowblower, I'd rather just use the big one. I see the shoes are getting a little worn, but I usually use this on my blacktop, on rocks, so it's usually either my blacktop or the grass, so it doesn't get too bad. All right, God bless you all. You have a good day. We're out of here. Peace.